One of the underlying ideologies of Nazism was eugenics. And once again, this is tenet or pillar number 4 of Satanism and the satanic ideology. At the center of Nazi ideology was their view of eugenics, which sought the biological improvement of the German people through the policy of selective breeding of Nordic or Aryan genetic traits. These policies were used to justify the involuntary sterilization and mass murder of those deemed, quote, undesirable. In Germany, the concepts of eugenics was mostly known under the term of Rassenhygiene, or race hygiene. Racial competition, a significant concept of social Darwinism, one of the tenets of Satanism, was one of the foundational ideologies that inspired the rise of Nazi eugenics. Eugenics research in Nazi Germany before and during the Nazi period was similar to that in the United States, particularly in the state of California. The eugenics movement was already well established in the United States since the early 1900s, after it was spread to Germany by California eugenicists who began producing literature promoting eugenics and sending it overseas to German scientists and medical professionals. By 1933, California had subjected more people to involuntary sterilization than any other U.S. states combined, than all other U.S. states combined. The forced sterilization program engineered by the Nazis was heavily inspired by California's eugenics programs, and it spread to all over the United States, not just California. There were eugenics programs in just about every state. This is a depiction of an actual eugenics building advocating for eugenics in Topeka, Kansas in 1929. And closer to home on the next slide, we'll see one that was in Philadelphia, or an exhibition that took place in Philadelphia. Upon returning from a trip to Germany in the 1930s, California eugenics leader C.M. Goethe bragged to a colleague, quote, "You will be interested to know that your work has played a powerful part in shaping the opinions of the group of intellectuals who are behind Hitler in this epoch-making program. Everywhere I sense that their opinions have been tremendously stimulated by American thought. You have really jolted into action a great government of 60 million people." That is an American eugenicist saying that about one of his colleagues, about how their eugenics program here in America influenced the Nazis. And here you see a eugenics poster saying some people are born to be a burden on the rest, from the Philadelphia sesquicentennial or 150th celebration in 1926, 150th anniversary of the creation of America. Those initially targeted for murder under the Nazi eugenics policies were largely people living in private and state-operated institutions. So they automatically went after the feeble-minded first, okay? And they identified them as what they called life unworthy of life. They included prisoners, degenerates, dissidents, and people with congenital, cognitive, and physical disabilities, people who were considered to be, quote, feeble-minded. That's where the eugenics program started in Nazi Germany before it completely snowballed into other areas and ethnic groups. By 1934, more than 5,000 people per month were being forcibly sterilized in Germany. By the end of the Nazi regime, over 200 hereditary health courts were created in Germany, and under their rulings, over 400,000 people were sterilized against their will, and over 300,000 were murdered in the Action T4 or Action T4 euthanasia program. Here you see a sign talking about Action T4, and they used stationary gas chambers where they put people in a collective shower room, and then pumped engine exhaust, sealed it off, and pumped in truck engine exhaust was the main method of murder. Moving on to